Hi, I'm Rosa. Thank you for joining me. I am taking you into my pantry with me, and I am making another pantry meal. Today, I plan to make something out of what we have going on behind me. I am making this as a goal for 2024 that I want to save money, eat healthier, and use up what's here because I don't want it going to waste. Yesterday, I made a chicken tortilla soup, and I cooked an entire package of chicken from the freezer. So I cut up half of it, put it in my refrigerator, and today I'm using that chicken to make a chicken pot pie. I have pie dough in the freezer, and I'm gonna grab a couple things off my pantry shelves, such as peas, and I have garlic and onion in the refrigerator. I have milk, and I have potatoes. I have seasonings, and I'm gonna make a dinner, so come along.
Chicken pot pie, or as I like to call it, chicken pie, is one of my favorite meals, and it's so easy. So I have the chicken that I cooked yesterday, and I took out of, before I finished my soup, and chopped it up. It's ready to go. I have flour. I usually use cream, but I have half and half that I want to use up. We have peas and carrots and onions and garlic and potatoes, butter, chicken broth, the pie shell, the pie pastry was in my freezer, salt, pepper, onion powder, or chopped onion. I usually don't keep onion powder. We live in South Florida, and every time I buy onion powder, the humidity cakes it up. So I rather use the chopped onion as well as a granulated garlic. Otherwise, it's a mess. But that's what I have. It comes together really quick and easy, and I love this meal. It's so delicious. I have my oven preheating at 425. I've chopped up my onion. I am going to throw in the garlic once the onion is cooking. I am about to open up this pie shell and put the bottom shell on this and put it in the oven to bake. And I have the potatoes going so that they'll be ready to put into the dish. The bottom shell is in, and I'm going to put it in the oven. And I actually forgot to thaw out the top shell, so I'm going to take out another one of these and thaw it out. I would usually use pie beads to hold this down with some aluminum foil. I'm in a hurry. I'm just going to throw it in the oven for a couple minutes, watch it, and then pull it right back out. I just pulled this other one completely frozen out of the freezer, which was a dumb move, but I'm going to take it, I'm going to open it to help it thaw out because I want to put this on top of the pie. Totally dumb move, but it's okay. We will survive. I have roughly 1/3 cup of butter in my pan, and I'm going to add my onions. And I'm going to saute them, and then I'm going to crush this up in a couple minutes, my garlic, and throw it in there as well. And I know I've said it in the last video, if you want your house to smell like you're cooking something amazing, then saute an onion, and everyone will come in and ask you what you're making. Even if it's just sauteing an onion to add to something that's already cooked or easy. It's a quick way to make your house smell delicious. Now that my onion is becoming translucent, I'm going to mince up this, or crush it, garlic, and just cook it for a moment. And we love garlic. We're just gonna let it cook until the garlic becomes fragrant. We don't wanna burn it. I took the pie shell out of the oven. You can see it's not completely baked, it's just a little bit, but it was starting to bubble up, so I didn't wanna let it cook any longer. But I'm just gonna let it sit there until I'm done putting my mixture together, and I can put the mixture inside of it. I'm working double duty on the potatoes that I needed to cook. I have some sweet potatoes in the refrigerator that I did not want going bad, and I'm going to make some sweet potato mash, not for tonight, but for later. So they are in this pot baking with, or cooking with my other potatoes. Now, to my onion mixture. I didn't want to burn it, so I had to turn the heat off. But now I want to add 1/3 of a cup of flour, and I want to cook this up. Now that the flour is cooked through somewhat, I'm going to add a 2/3 cup of, I would usually use cream, but this is heavy, or half and half. And I want to get those bits off the bottom as much as I can. I'm also going to add 1 3/4 cup of chicken broth. Just added half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of those onion, you can use onion powder. But we just want to combine this. I like to take a small whisk just to make sure that the flour is combined. But you don't have to do that. Once everything is combined in here, then I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of carrots. Cut up into bite-sized pieces. 1/4 cup of peas. And my potato, which I'm gonna check and see if it's done. And that one's not done. So we're gonna let that go a little longer. I'm also gonna add my chicken that I had cooked and shredded yesterday. You can just cut it in bite-sized pieces, however you wanna eat it. Usually I add 1 cooked potato chopped into little pieces, and I still have those over there boiling, but I had some potato left over in the refrigerator, 1 whole potato in an aluminum foil from a meal I made earlier in the week. So this hasn't really thickened up yet. So I'm hoping in the next few minutes it does. We'll see what happens. Here's the smaller potato that was boiling in there. It's cooked and peeled and chopped up. I'm just throwing it in there. And if you see the bottom of the pan, everything that was cooked on there is now off the bottom of the pan, and all those delicious flavors are inside. I've tasted the mixture and it's delicious. Once I get this in the pie shell, it's going to cook for about 35 minutes or so until the top is a nice golden color. Here's that beautiful pie mixture. It's thickened up, it looks beautiful, it tastes delicious. You can eat this without the pie shell. And I am trying so carefully to take this top one apart because it, as you know, came right out of the freezer. So I'm actually going to turn it like this. I like pie crust. I don't cut off the edges. I enjoy eating the pie crust, so I'm just going to tuck it in. We're going to cut some slits into it and put it in the oven. And I could put some egg wash on it, but I don't think I'm going to. We're going to wing it. We want to make sure that any steam can get out. And like I said, it's going into a 425-degree oven. Since everything inside the pie is cooked, all you need to do is brown the pie crust. And you can see it's looking good so far. Just a little bit longer, we'll take it out, let it cool for a little bit, then we can slice it up and have it for dinner. This is the chicken pot pie, or chicken pie like I like to call it. Right out of the oven, it's still sizzling and bubbling. It's cooked enough on top, and like I said, everything inside of it is cooked already, so you're just browning the crust. This is one of those meals that you're probably better off putting a cookie sheet underneath it as you cook it so it doesn't make a mess in your oven. But we're gonna let it sit for a little bit and let it set up before we slice it. This is what the chicken pot pie looks like after it's sat up for a little while. Always a tasty meal. The pantry meal was a success. It was delicious.
and it helped me clean out my pantry just that little bit more. We ate at home. We didn't spend money on extra food or something that was unhealthy. So that keeps us in line with our goals that I have for 2024 of going through our pantry. Thanks for watching. I hope you hit the subscribe and like button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.